Yo, what's the word, man? Your boy Cuffin the Dip coming at you guys with another one. Hopefully, you guys are good over there, man. Has been a wild ride. And as per usual, I got my boy Grind Time in the building. What's going on, Grind Time? What's the word? Oh,
Oh, what's
yeah,
happening? What's happening?
nothing
How
too
you
much.
doing?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Cannot
Friday. It's Friday.
complain. Yeah, I know, right? It's Friday, so cannot complain about Fridays, right?
Right.
And guys, we also had what used to be a frequent flyer here, but we are currently dusting off his co-pilot seat, man. But we got just a man '04 in the building too, man. He's even got the old school I think this is like the first picture he ever used for a PFP on Twitter and for everything else. What's going on, Justin?
It is absolutely the very first photo. It's actually from Vegas when we were there with the night with Nelson, hanging out in the VIP before we went to go do cool things.
Oh,
But man, it was good.
that hints the happy face. I can see.
Yeah, things were still happy in that photo.
Yeah. So things were still crack-a-lacking at that point. The tumble down had not happened at that point. So we were still good. Things were still bullish. So
That I haven't changed. I haven't changed my profile picture from my phone, so that's why it's still there.
oh, okay, cool. Mine caught me off guard too. I was just hoping that you did not show up with a Kishi ninja. That was my main concern. Other than that, I would
Yeah,
have been good with any other profile picture, but a Kishi ninja.
yeah, none of those.
But what up, Tillery? Yo. What's going on, Mr. T? Welcome to the building, man. Grind time. Said he's clocking in with Mr. T. Let's go. I'll be joining in a few minutes. What? Let me see. Shoot me a message. I'll definitely shoot you out a link, man, if you want to tap in, man. I would love to get your perspective, man. I still gotta hop on TikTok with you, which we gotta get in the DM and set up a time frame for that, man. We gotta get on TikTok, man, and push some viewers over there too, man. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to hold things down on Twitter and on YouTube and such, man. Getting back into the YouTube algorithm is, man, it is crazy. Twitter, not so bad, you know what I mean? As long as you're consistent, once we're starting to be consistent with the streams, Twitter will pick up gradually, spaces will pick up gradually. People will understand that we're dropping jewels knowledge in here, and it's a lot of opportunities to learn, man. And not a lot of places to where you can not just go to a full hype sandwich, you know what I mean? So and actually get some information. So shouts out to everybody trying to get some info out there. But just overall, man, let's look and see what we got going on in the market right this second with a $2.8 trillion global market cap right now. Volumes not looking the best in the world, but if you look at the market, we have had a little bit of a pump. But my main focus has been, of course, you guys have seen me pulling this up multiple times in the stream if you guys have been tapping in with me, but this has been my main focus here. I'll pull it out to the month chart just so we can get a long-term perspective. So if you weren't here previously, I'll just go briefly over my synopsis. So I was saying this segment here and this segment here kind of match up in time frame, and we may see either a similarity or for the time being a shift in kind of the phases that we see in the market. So we normally would see a downturn around this time if this does successfully hold this support level and keep on this uptrend, which I'll extend this line as we need it to be extended, of course. But we could still be pretty bullish and just had that mild downturn in the market, which we needed a downturn. This line right here, as far as this uptrend line, been riding this for about 2 years. So our worst case scenario was us breaking this uptrend line, and right here we got about a 60% downturn from where we broke last time from the current trend that we were in. So we were trying to avoid this 60% downturn. It could have been 30, it could have been 40, but in general could have been up to 60% if we're following the previous cycles that we've had. So just briefly, I don't know if you guys want to comment on just any of this at all, you know what I mean, or just want me to move forward, but let me know if you guys got thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think moving forward, I think my personal opinion, I think we're probably going to see a little bit more downside, just because there's so much, what's the word? Everything's just so clear on the global economic side that I just don't know that there's going to be the volume that's going to come in that's really going to be able to sustain. There may be some runners, some projects that get some good volume, but as an overall market, I think until we get a little bit better visual of what the global economics, what the United States economics are going to look like, I think we could see some more downward pressure. That again, that's just me.
Yeah, it's just a lot of variables in place, right? So, especially what's going on with the economy. But I don't have it pulled up, more for you to pull it up. But Watcher Guru, I saw him put out a tweet earlier today that 1.3 trillion was added to the U.S. stock market today. So there's money coming back in. And obviously, when you see the money coming back into that market, it definitely trickles down to the crypto market as well. So, and didn't we see just last week, like 1.5 trillion or something crazy like that was liquidated from that same market? So again, I don't know. An article that I'm going to jump in later, is it market manipulation? Possibly. Trying to get the best position they possibly can, but it's definitely a good thing for us to be green today.
So I would say things that I've been paying attention to, which is why I blew this up. Let me see if I can stretch it a little bit. I don't want to remove our 60% just for the example, but I will. Bam, there we go. All right, so without the uptrend line, we know that we're sitting on the uptrend line, right? So just keep that visual in mind while I'm kind of going through this. But there's two differences between these segments, and I don't know if you guys can spot out one, but I would give you guys a chance, but it's probably not as obvious as I think. I stare at charts all damn day, so I'm probably like, yeah, this is obvious. I know you guys can grab this, and it's like really hard for you guys to get. But so one thing that I would say is the volume in this run up was way stronger than what you see in this run up. There wasn't as much smart money in the market for this run up that we had, which kind of tells me that we're still kind of in the earlier states of it, just because we haven't really seen a lot of money pushed through. That definitely wasn't the bull run. That definitely is not it. So that's one thing that I was looking at. Then two, you can see with this downturn, this downturn was pretty aggressive, right? It was pretty aggressive, and with this downturn being aggressive, there had to be a reason for it. If you look at our smart money indicator, from where we had good volume at to where we started our downturn, it also started to aggressively disperse smart money. So we just literally were just like, what is this, month by month, just losing large chunks of smart money out of the market. So whereas if you look at this setup to where we had our peak volume in the market, yeah, we had a significant dip, which is right here, kind of indicated by this candle right here. But if you're paying attention to the month by month basis of kind of how we're going into the downturn that we had, we're slowly losing smart money on a long time frame versus the rapid loss that we took on the smart money on this downturn, which there were a catalyst for this particular downturn within the bear market and kind of why we ended up in this spot. But I was just thinking to myself that with looking at my drawings and kind of having that that concept in mind, that the smart money is still present, but slowly kind of being less present in the market than they were previously. Oh my God. So my thoughts is maybe this is where we kind of reverse the cycle and try to consolidate around this range that we're at right now, really close to around like that 2.6, 2.7 trillion dollar market cap, consolidate around that range, and try to go back up from there. But it really just depends on catalysts that we have in the market going forward. I don't really know if we got too many like really exciting ones that are going to push the market right this second.
So let me ask you this: the catalyst that sent that down in 2022, we saw now Trump has Russia and Ukraine have a 30-day ceasefire. Now, if all goes well, obviously that's what caused, or a major catalyst that caused that downturn back in 2022 was the start of that war. So if Trump is able to do anything to relieve the war and end it, do you feel smart money would come pouring back into the market? Or do you feel that that doesn't have as much of a play as it did back in 2022, where, I mean, because we have other variables that are going on right now as well with the macros.
Well, yeah, I think that just overall, if the economy was better, then yeah, that will be probably something that's super huge. You know what I mean? A lot of money went towards trying to help over there, and a bunch of other things. There was actually a controversy put out through somebody's post saying that Biden actually used some grants for Ukraine pretty much to fire a lawyer over there, which was interesting, kind of just going through that article and seeing how people are basically saying he was loosely utilizing funding. So it's it's going to be a situation to where if the economy is in a good spot and that happens during that period of time and things kind of just seesaw together, yeah, that can be bullish, I feel like. But I think altogether, that's definitely not going to be like a catalyst at this point in the market with the economy state right now to propel us to like higher states or new all-time highs. So that's just my thought on that. Could be wrong, you know what I mean? Like things could come out and people get bullish about it, but I just the overall financial state of the economy right now is not the best. Interest rates are starting to go down slowly. We'll see some more things as we move forward, but I don't know. I just don't see that being a big deciding factor.
Yeah, I think that could be part of the equation, but I don't know. Like Cub said, I don't know that by itself, I don't think that it's going to do much. But you add that to, you know, the interest rate coming down a little bit more, things starting to kind of loosen up and not be so tight for the, you know, just everyday life. Inflation coming down. I think all of that together could be the catalyst we need, but I think it's going to take a lot more than just a ceasefire for the time being before we really see any real push up.
Yeah, we got some good news earlier this week, right? With the CPI being better than what it was expected. So
yeah, I think it came in with like it was like 3.2 and it came in at 3.1 or something like that. So that's a good sign for future. And I think we saw a little bit of you know, kind of a bounce. You know, we see Bitcoin that, you know, Bitcoin was down below 70 or 80K. Now it's back up. Ethereum was down super low. Poor Ethereum. And now it's, you know, it's had a little bit of a you know, 2.6% there. So that could be part of it. You know, getting good information right now is a good thing. We just need good info. We need good news, good catalyst to kind of flow in and be, you know, kind of back to back before, because I think a lot of us right now, like me, like I've stabled up. I'm not really buying anything until I think we have a better view of the, you know, what's going to happen. You know, Ethereum could go a little lower. You know, Ethereum could go, you know, go higher, but it's one of those. So for right now, like I think a lot of folks are sitting on the sideline, just kind of waiting for something to, you know, some positives to come in, you know, not just be, you know, one at a time. We get something and then like a month or 2, 3 months later, we hear another thing. So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, that's a good thing or a bad thing though, right? You could sit on your hands and do nothing, just because you don't have the capital or the liquidity or capital to do so. But then again, when the market's like this and it's, volatile as it is and everything's down, it's a great time to up your position for when the bull run or when that next pump does come.
That I totally agree with. Like dollar cost averaging down here, Ethereum takes a little bump down, dollar cost average a little bit, and that's totally. I mean, I do that with conviction plays. Especially like there's some projects out there that are newer that I do that with. So, but it's that those are the ones that I have conviction in. That's overall, but I think we're tapped in a little bit more than the most. I'm not even as tapped in as you two are at the moment. So I mean, I think for the everyday trader that's not sitting on Twitter and listening to lives and tapping into communities, I think a lot of them are kind of sitting on the side. But it also could be countries, like we got the U.S. going to make a crypto reserve. Could it be some market manipulation to bring the price down so that they can get even more for that reserve at a cheaper price?
Yeah, and there was some good information regarding that. We pulled up on the last stream regarding how they're going about it and how they're building that up, and then also allowing, I guess, states within the U.S. to add to that reserve. And then you also have other, like the Bitcoin Act, to where they're trying to build it up to 1 million. So there's a lot of good positives coming out of this right now. Or what else could really like set it off is a tweet or something from Trump regarding, I don't know, maybe Trump token or something like that. So I mean, you're looking at the crypto bubbles right here. It's pulled up. Look at Sol, 8.2% up, 3.61 billion, 24-hour volume, back up in the 135 range. Yesterday I think I put out a tweet and it was $122. So Sol's looking good today. And then, I mean, since I mentioned Trump token is up 11.9%. So what is that? 12.26. And it was below $10 a day or two ago. BNB, wasn't there news yesterday that supposedly Trump was looking to purchase partial CZ's BNB, but he threw out a tweet saying that was not factual. So
yeah, I think there was a rumor, that Trump had reached out to CZ to buy a stake in Binance US. And then we saw CZ come out and say, and we haven't had that conversation on, but I think it sounds like he's open to it, but they're just kind of like, there hasn't been conversations yet.
It sounds like he's open to it as long as there's some type of negotiation. There was also rumors that CZ wants to be pardoned by Donald Trump. So
pardoned.
Yeah, well. So that can be possibly in the mix. Probably on the back end, you won't hear that portion of it, of course, you know what I mean, of the dealing. But you'll see CZ get pardoned and then maybe sell a little bit of that stake, possibly.
For sure.
And XRP's up, ETH's up. But look at Pi too. Wasn't Pi up yesterday or the day before like 26, 27%, and now it's down today 7.5%.
Yep,
so
yep.
A lot of green. Market's looking good. And especially headed into the weekend. And
Pi has been one of those ones that I've been kind of paying attention to just because I've been mining for so long. But I think for Pi, I think a lot of people who their lockups are now, like a lot of people locked in, you could have a minimum of like 2 weeks. And so I think a lot of that's starting to kind of open up. And now that, we're seeing green days, people are probably taking some of that profit just because they got free money and moving it into maybe some other conviction plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people initially thought that there was going to be a major dump, especially if you didn't know the ecosystem of Pi. I'm definitely one of them that just mined and kind of really didn't pay attention to it because it was so many years that just nothing was kind of going on as far as the ecosystem that I can really benefit from. So it was just mining and just minding my business pretty much, you know what I mean? So a lot of people probably thought there was going to be a lot more selling pressure. It did pretty good out the gate. So I definitely can't complain about how Pi did as far as launch. It did way better than what I expected. So and there were a couple other cryptos that actually were doing well that I meant to tune into, and I got sidetracked. But I'm gonna start doing some independent content, probably some shorter videos on some of these different like cryptocurrencies, blockchains, and things, just so people can get my perspective on kind of what's going on with that particular blockchain. Since I got to pull it up right here, Bitcoin sitting at 84,367. So it's up 3.8%. So we're starting to chip at that deficit that we have for the 7-day period, with it being up almost 4% right now. So it's only down on a 7-day period 2.8%. So that's not bad. ETH, not super bullish, but bullish in the sense of we're maintaining that 1900 support level that I really was saying that is crucial for us to maintain, or we're going down to like 1200, 1100 range for Ethereum, which wouldn't be far-fetched at all, just because there has not been that strong demand for Ethereum. A lot of projects are coming out on Solana and other blockchains at this point. So even with the opportunity of lower gas fees, but I keep stating the fact that even if you have lower gas fees at first, if you get enough demand and enough purchases on there, those fees will go higher and higher and continue to just kind of price people out from being able to invest. But overall, up 2.6% on a day, down only 10% flat on a 7-day period. So anybody got just overall thoughts on Ethereum before I move forward? Just the lack of volume, but seems to be maintaining. So you guys got any thoughts?
It's like it's maintaining. We saw a lot of it. What was it? Almost $3,000 or over 3,000. Then Trump launched his token on Solana, and all the liquidity from ETH went over that way. But I think it'll stand where it is. Maybe dip a little bit more. I mean, I've been trying to read up on a couple articles myself. Some analysts think it could touch back down to 1,500, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely. XRP is another one that I've been paying attention to. I was looking at it possibly going below that $2 range, but it did have a little bit of an uptick. It's up 4.5% today, and then on a 7-day it's down 1.4%. Do I still think seeing XRP underneath $2 is far-fetched at this point? No, I don't. Especially just because the state of the market is kind of just up in the air, and we're on like a really crucial support for the entire market at this point, which is why I've just been showing you guys this global market cap, because this is pretty much what's holding everything together. This is all of the volume in the entire market and kind of where we need it to be at. And as long as we keep these ranges, we should maintain. But $2.30 is still not a bad place if you know how to invest in DCA. So you can still, if it does go down underneath the dollar, you can still DCA. As long as you don't deploy all of your money that you had to invest into the cryptocurrency, you'll still be good. BNB is like I swear this is a stable coin until it's not a stable coin. Like, this is the one that really has the least buying and selling pressure. It just kind of maintains throughout the market and slowly moves up. But still would have been a good investment if you're investing at those bottoms around like 200 or so. So Solana is a different type of animal. This thing has random surges depending on what's launching on this blockchain. This is literally like just this is a meme blockchain, pretty much. People utilize this for meme coin trading, to go on pump fund, to get tokens that just got launched, and to hopefully take in significant volume. So this is like the one-stop shop for that until something else comes in and takes over, and maybe has some more credible projects, but around the same volume, kind of pushing through it. But Solana did well today, up 9%, down 5.5% on the week though. So still has a little bit of a deficit to kind of clean up there. But it's only going to do as well as the market does. Same thing with Dogecoin. I think Solana and Dogecoin are trading actually kind of similar. Actually, some people wouldn't agree, but I think Dogecoin and Solana are going to be tokens to watch. Incorporation with the Dogecoin would be with Elon being in office. I think that something comes, whether it's with X or something's going to come along the lines to where it's going to kind of shock people. And it's just going to be an interesting plot twist. And I think we ended up seeing Dogecoin at least over $1 at the very least. I don't want to say anything astronomical, but Solana, I can definitely see over $1,000 in its bull, just because of the amount of volume it gets. It almost hit 300 in the mild part of the market. So I don't know how you guys feeling about Solana.
Like you said, I mean, it's where degens go to play. It's the casino right now, and it's open, where a lot of other blockchains are building or anything like that. So Solana's fun. Solana's fun to play around in. It can be fun. It also could be not so fun. But I mean, overall, I think it's going to do well. But I think, like you said, I think Solana is probably going to be that meme blockchain, unless they get some real credible, solid projects launch on it, and not just a tweet from Donald Trump saying, "I'm launching a coin."
I don't know. I think it's as simple as that too. Or if Kanye West finally launches his token, he can send the market. The speculation behind this token, I know a lot of it has died down, but if he starts posting things like, man, you know what, I'm just going to launch that shit in the next 48 hours, the market's going to have an uptick. People are going to be launching like different type of Kanye West themed tokens, which is going to build up some volume that'll kind of boost the market a little bit and kind of pull people back into everything. So I don't know. I think a small what people would view as a small catalyst, like Kanye West finally launching his token, or Donald Trump's team like putting some type of catalyst in play for Trump token, and then Trump doing well and going back up to $20-$30. Like, that's bullish, and that brings money back into the market. Not only brings money back into the market, but back onto the Solana blockchain. So as people make money on Trump or on the Yay token, whenever that ends up launching, if it does launch, you know what I mean? That's still up in the air. That money's still going to be on the Solana blockchain. So as more token and derivatives launch, people are going to be making money and eating again. It's just, does that volume become sustainable? Are there enough catalysts that kind of keep propelling the market to where we kind of get that jump start, to where we have that enough initial volume to make people say, okay, you know what, beforehand I wasn't convinced we were going up, but it just wasn't the amount of volume that you would see during a bull run. So I wasn't convinced. Now, when you see that volume, you start to see things launching, things doing well, and the sentiment's just changing. You know what I mean? Like, that's when things are going to turn around. It's definitely not when people start posting, we're back, baby. You know what I mean? Because usually 9 times out of 10, we're not back. I think I've seen people say we're back, baby, like 3 or 4 times during these segments of downtrends that we've had, all while I've been telling people, hey, we're going to bottom out around like 1900. You know what I mean? So things are different. What up, Kings, though? What's going on? What's the word? Hey, Christine, what's the word? How you feeling?
Yeah, I still think with the Trump token still being on Solana, there's a couple of projects that I'm invested in that are on Solana, so I stay bullish on Solana. I mean, there's got to be a reason why it's number 6, right?
Yeah. And a lot of that is definitely for volume purposes. It came in and it really made some type of real footprint for meme coins, for people being able to launch on their blockchain, have low fees, and for them to have the volume to be there. Like, you can go on and launch a meme on BNB, especially before CZ announced anything for BNB, and you probably would have had a flat token for a little bit. You can go launch on Avalanche, you know what I mean? And you just, you know what I mean? You may get a little bit of value, you may not get a value, but there's so many just people just sitting and waiting for a project to actually do well. They actually start to post out that that project started to save the trenches. Like when the JD Vance meta was going through, it was brief, but it went through and it was fun. people made money during that JD Vance meta for a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, and that was beneficial to the space, you know what I mean? Like, you need people to win in the space for the space to continue and go forward.
Well, look at the Wild and Out token with Nick Cannon. I mean, it brought a little bit of excitement, no?
Yeah.
Me personally, that's not my forte, so to speak. I don't think I bought one celebrity token yet. Unless I lied, you know, because I bought into the Trump token, but celebrity wise, like any of those other celebrities, I don't get involved with.
You mean you didn't buy any Hawk Tua coin?
No, I did not. Although if Ye drops something, I might dive into that one.
That just goes into the narrative that if you can think of the stupidest shit in the world, you can get famous. You know what I mean? Like you're willing to go on camera and put some peanut butter between your ass, or you know what I mean? Just some weird shit. Like you're like, you may go viral from that engagement. You know what I mean? Like literally, that's why so many people are getting beat the fuck up in malls and shit, right? So like they're doing these reaction videos to where like you go out and you grab the girl's hand on the escalator, or you try to act like a thug or whatever, and somebody's recording it from far away, and then you got to tell them it's a recording before you get your ass beat. You know what I mean? So it's just everybody's kind of chasing that clout, man. So it's just the world's just crazy. It's different now. So
everybody wants to be an influencer.
Yeah. I think the main thing with I don't really like the term influencer too damn much, because of how it gets overused and abused most times. But the main thing, if you want to be an influencer, is I feel like you need to be influential. You need to be somewhat knowledgeable on the subjects that you're talking about. You got to be able to describe things, break it down so that people can actually digest the information. But a lot of people view influencers as just hype people who are willing to scream in a space and play Biggie Smalls, or what's the or some Money Bag Yo, or some, you know what I mean, just something inside of the space just to hype people up and to get their blood flowing. And it's like, oh, I love this song. It's like you forget that, hey, this guy just rugged like 6 tokens in a row, you know what I mean? He came in and played some Gucci, and you know what I mean, you lost your state of mind, and here we are, you got rugged again by the same person that rugged you 7 other times.
Yeah, just a billboard, basically, with like putting anything and everything on it. You know, you buy it, and you can put whatever you want on it. Spend enough money, but some of these influencers. So
yeah, hey, I'm a firm believer that I say that I'm a billboard. You know what I mean? Like, people can pay for advertisement. I don't mind doing advertisement, but the one thing that you don't see me doing is long-term content for things that I don't actually believe have a long-term, or for things that I don't believe in, period. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I don't do. I'm a billboard. Yeah, you can get content. I'll do a promotional video with information that's provided. Also, basically telling people that they need to do their own research. If people ask me, even after I've done promotional videos or anything else, like what my personal opinion is, I still give people my honest opinion. But the goal of a promotional video is present the information that you gather from the research that you gather, also on the topics that you're being given. Now, if you want me to do like promotional content for like a month, or like to actually get on board with like doing spaces and just frequent AMA stuff like that, I actually have to like the token. Like, In the Meantime is a good example of that. Like, they have a good solid team they're building in this down and builders market, kind of awaiting the volume to kind of come in. They got a bunch of catalysts that are coming into play, a bunch of catalysts that are already out, a bunch of ways for people to make money. So it's an investor friendly project at an early stage. So I definitely don't mind promoting stuff like that, because once that goes to the $1 billion market cap that they're trying to reach, that does nothing make me look like a rock star. So I've been, you know what I mean, talking about it since 600,000 to go to $1 billion market cap, and everybody gets to enjoy the ride while we're having our long-term token, and then we're still gonna have some short-term D's and stuff. Like, I'm gonna dive into DeFi in a couple seconds here and look at some projects. It's not the best market right now, but there's still things out here that you make money on. So most definitely. But I know Grind has something pulled up here.
So yeah, like we were touching on the market earlier. and we saw it bumping a little bit from the red we've been having all week. This is just an article I found. The largest cryptocurrency, which is obviously Bitcoin by market cap, it briefly touched 85K today before pulling back a little bit. But why did we have a rebound? The rally coincided with the broader recovery in risk assets as markets responded positively to the macroeconomic stability. So, like I said, we saw investors are fueling up for recovery and taking the opportunity possibly to buy the dip, or they just, with the CPI reports coming out this week or whatever it may be, something triggered them today to start pumping money back into the market.
Yeah, I think that for larger entities coming to the market that are being told about the market right this second, they have to strategically come into the market. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there almost might be a mapped out like schedule for buying even, you know what I mean? Like, just because if you inject a bunch of money into the market, what's going to happen? You're going to have a run. People will buy into it, but a lot of people are going to get wrecked, and it'll wreck the sentiment also. So you have to inject larger amounts of liquidity strategically and in segments. So just as a what may be or an example or maybe speculation, if you look at Trump's token, right? So just for example, as this thing's going down, so this nobody was really a buyer with large amounts of money. Yeah, there was pumps, people scalping the token, of course, yeah, but we continued to go down, right? So it began to try to find a bottom, which the average person is not going to cry if they get in. Let me see. Let's see, around this range. So you got a 30% difference here from where this is. If this actually does try to actually find a bottom around this range, which just a mock line. We'll see if it tries to. Not saying it is going to bottom out around this range, but we'll see. So about 30% difference in between this, but you're buying larger amounts. So when this begins to start bottoming out, all right, guys, go ahead. We'll open the floodgates. Bam, people start buying in. Of course, retail is going to continue to kind of sell off. Panic still setting into play. We're still in a downtrend. We haven't found a bottom. You know what I mean? So all right, so we start to consolidate. Bam, we can go ahead and inject some more money into the market. All right, people are still panicking. They didn't allow it to go up. You know what I mean? So consolidation, can't find a bottom. Consolidates for a little bit again. Bam, let's start injecting some money around this range again. You know what I mean? So it's just strategically adding money. That's just my concept behind it. Instead of injecting a whole bunch of money in all at once, causing a big fuss and or a big sell-off behind it and kind of ruin the integrity of the chart. By strategically, as we're going down, kind of DCN, where you're kind of increasing that position. Once it does kind of rock bottom and find that bottom, which might have been around $9-10 range, we're starting to squeeze in a little bit here. We've had a couple failed squeezes, so Bollinger Bands tightening right here. Should have had a squeeze, but bam, squeeze to the downside. So went back up, tried to retest once again. Bam, comes back down. So this is a retest right here. You can see it's kind of waking up from the price action. So it needs more volume to push up and push forward. So I see this probably still consolidating around this range. If it doesn't try to push down a little bit, then pop up to kind of secure this as a bottom. But if that is the case, though, that is kind of bullish, I feel like, as far as for the rebound in the market. I feel like Trump token kind of tells us a lot also.
Yeah, those other indicators aren't looking too bad either.
Nah, of course not.
In the MACD.
Yeah, MACD is looking good. You can see we were about to cross. It maintained around this range. So we're still technically, just because it went up so much, still technically bullish in this project. And then you can see on stochastic, we're starting to break out towards the upside, which could be good as long as we actually come back in the range. If you pay attention to right here on this segment right here, we actually had a range to where bam, once again started to break out, crossed. It was about to cross here. Bam, starts to widen out a little bit with the volume, pumps up, and then we begin to come back down. So you can see that that could rinse and repeat a little bit with this. So we could have a segment to where this comes up a little bit higher, maybe around this range or so, and then it begins to go back down, but it'll begin its consolidation around this range. So that's kind of what you want to see, and then you want to see these lines on the MACD spread out. So once you start seeing that, then we'll start being a little bit more bullish, and we can maintain the range on the global market cap and Bitcoin and ETH. Then we're set. Because as of right now, I gotta reinstate my damn membership. Those ads are they're ruthless. So still holding our range on Bitcoin. Smart money on the long term is still, like I said, slowly trickling out rather than what we had previously, which was a rapid loss of money as far as the smart money in the market. So it's not the same as what we've seen previously. So we could see ourselves maintain some of these levels that we've seen on Bitcoin. ETH is a little bit more up in the air. It is trying to maintain my 1900 level. As you can see, it is literally right on our support line. It does need to maintain this, or it will be visiting that $1,100, $1,200 range, because as you can see, the difference between ETH and Bitcoin is the smart money is almost completely exiting ETH, versus there's still a lot of smart money that's still invested in the market on Bitcoin. So definitely some big differences there. Solana, about the same.
Yeah, I definitely think that ETH has a harder and longer road to push forward. I think there's a lot of the gas fees a lot of people are scared of from before. But like you said, any blockchain that has great volume and great traction, you're going to see higher gas fees with it. So
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I just see. I think ETH has a harder time to climb. It may take a little bit more, a little longer than I think a lot of people are anticipating.
Yeah, and you can quote me on this. I think that once the volume from the bull actually kicks in, like not the finicky stuff from like us just pumping because we're getting bullish catalysts and kind of trying to settle in and build up to where we're going to have volume, but like the actual volume that propels us to new all-time highs. I think that's when ETH really starts moving, because there's going to be projects to get launched. There's going to be a bunch of different things that draw attention back to Ethereum, draw attention back to Base. Especially if Trump does not utilize the uptick in volume to kind of put something forward with Trump token, or especially if Kanye West doesn't launch his token either. There's not going to be too many catalysts that's drawing all of the liquidity to Solana anymore. So it's going to be still a bunch of liquidity on Solana, I feel like, but some of the liquidity, I feel like the massive amounts, like when Trump launched, some of that's going to spread around to like probably like Sui or like Base, ETH, you know what I mean, depending on where different projects are going to launch, because we're not done, and there's still a lot more celebrities, there's still a lot more entities that are going to try to get into the Web3 space, especially with Donald Trump trying to make this home base for cryptocurrency, you know what I mean? So I think we see a lot more projects launch. Do you think it was a dump out for institutions to accumulate more at lower averages? My personal opinion was, I actually said this in the stream previously, was that we, as far as the US, get pushed into a recession state, like an official recession state, not like the one we were talking about previously. It kind of recovered a bit. We get pushed into a recession state. That recession state kind of allows us to reset the interest rates and reset the price of living and everything here. It also allows the market to reset and for larger institutions to actually get in at lower prices strategically. So I think that will be my thought process of probably what's going on right now, like just a reset. They don't want to completely tank the market into where we can pretty much go into another bearish cycle. I don't think that's what their overall goal is, but they do want to reset the market and kind of get things to where we can get almost to that golden era that Trump is trying to advertise currently right now. That's my thought process. That's the only reason why I can see things going like this. The Tesla stock is tanking. You know what I mean? these are smart people, and I feel like these are all calculated risks to things that are to going on. So that's just my thought process. But I know I see Grind had something pulled up for us. What you got?
Yeah, that's perfect segment where to come into that, because I pulled this up to kind of coincide with your question there. David Sachs dumped 200 million in crypto before taking the White House role. So, I mean, that's a little speculative, no? And if you scroll down here while I was reading it, he jumped on a podcast and addressed accusations that he used his position to manipulate the market. So, again, is it them manipulating the market so they could get better positions better for the institutions? And he stated, "I sold 200 million in crypto because I didn't want to even have the appearance of a conflict," he said. But if you scroll,
which is man, that's so fast. So I just want to highlight something on that. Like, if you pay attention to it, he's pretty much giving you the reason while giving you the reason. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so he didn't want the conflict, but he brought the conflict, right? Because he sold everything. No, not everything, because if you read through it, I'm not going to read through everything, but he still holds some. But then you have Senator Elizabeth Warren going after him, sending him a letter demanding fully disclose his holdings, which he held Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and other altcoins linked to the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So,
yeah. So me thinking about it, if it was me, and you're good, John. I appreciate you asking questions, man. This is an interactive stream. Anybody who's interacting, man, I appreciate you guys. But I think me being me, if it was me in that position, I would probably do something like that too. Because if you're going into office, 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to monitor what you have. So most people have a wallet, of course, that you monitor. Like me, I got my cuff in a dip.eth wallet, you know what I mean? And I have other wallets, you know what I mean? So nobody's just going to have one wallet. So what he did was kind of strategically liquidated a larger sum. So it looks like you're exiting, you know what I mean? So that there's no conflict. People can't say that you're getting inside information. And then you kind of do your stuff with another wallet, you know what I mean? You wash some money and then you have your side wallets to where you're actually doing your investments. But for me, this points to me like crypto is bullish, because if anything, you're looking at it as the concept of your president, the person that you're going to help and serve with, is trying to make this the crypto capital. So if anything, most people will want to hold it because they know that it has potential to actually go up, because it's going to be driven by the force of the US and a bunch of other entities. So why not hold it to actually benefit from the funds? So to sell it, you know what I mean, it's kind of understanding, okay, I take this loss right now to kind of transfer things and to make sure that the large sum of my capital is not locked up in a wallet that everybody's watching, so that I can actually benefit from some of this from some of this action. You know what I mean? That's how I would handle it. I don't know about you guys, but that definitely speaks to me like there's definitely going to be some type of uptrend, and it's going to be nice in the near future.
Oh, absolutely. And I was just reading while you were talking too, like right here, he claimed as soon as he joined Trump's administration, accusations started flying that he pumped his own crypto holdings, you know, and then used himself as exit liquidity. So, yeah. I mean, it's definitely bullish, because again, we're talking about it. It's in the limelight, and more, I think it's in the face of the normies. It's outside money is going to start coming in this way.
Yeah, and a lot of people read outside the lines. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, he sold it, so that must be bearish. People, the people in the government are selling their cryptocurrency, but we're supposed to believe this is supposed to be bullish for the entire ecosystem of just crypto as a whole. But people don't view it as that if you don't read deep into the situation. He sold it for posturing purposes and being able to do what he wants to, pretty much. I feel like with that capital. Damn, I can't even talk to that. It's like a tickle in the back of my throat. It's killing me. But yeah, I don't know about your view on that, but I think that was just posturing, making it so the vast majority of his holdings were not in just one spot. He was able to liquidate, move some money around, I'm almost positive he'll be back in the market with a vast majority of that money. He's not just out of trading, but that was just a strategic move as he entered the office. So, you know what I mean? People are not monitoring him and saying, oh, this is insider trading, because there's going to be insider trading. That's just how life works. People tell people about things. They hear about things early. They're in the process of those things. So the market moves.
Yeah. You got to think a lot of these people, that are they're into meetings, they're into conferences about things that are coming down the pipeline that's not public knowledge. So when they get out of that meeting, what do? They go look at that project or look at that business, that company, and now they want to invest because they know what's coming. I mean, we got senators and government officials that have made millions of dollars by doing so. So I think it's one of those kind of a catch-22 if you're not paying attention, like Cuff said, to where it doesn't look good because you just sold 200 million, but it looks good if you're on the crypto side because you want to be transparent. You don't want that conflict. So he's kind of in one of those, like I say, kind of a catch-22. He's damned if he does, and he damned if he doesn't. Because there's always going to be somebody, one side or the other, that's not very happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. There's always somebody that's unhappy. Do you think people are sleeping on the alt/degen market that is being built under the ADA Cardano? I'm a fan of Cardano. I think that there's some big things that are going on over there. The limelight is just not facing towards Cardano right this second. It can be something that's similar to like Sui. Sui came out of nowhere with a bunch of advertising and marketing and volume being pushed on that side, but it's been out for an extended period of time. I think a lot of these cryptocurrencies just have like their phases and their time periods, and to where they do well. You know what I mean? There's just segments in the market to where they do well. It can be a situation to where we go into where people are investing into utility tokens, and that's what they're kind of looking towards. And then that's when Cardano kind of kicks into play. But I do think anything that has potential for growth or actually doing something that's beneficial in the market or something that shakes up the market, if you're not paying attention to it, then you're definitely sleeping on it. So I definitely I've picked up on Cardano. Is it my main bag and one of my main focuses? No, but it's definitely something that I pay attention to, right along with XLM, ICP, and a couple other cryptocurrencies that people don't really make mainstream most times. So it just really I think it really depends on the person. But overall, just looking at the crypto market, we got some things that are actually running inside of the market finally, and not just on Solana. We got some things that did run on ETH. There were some things that ran on Base. It's some upticks all around the market. So even Melania moved, and people are still, for the life of them, trying to figure out what is the purpose of this token. Trump token, they understand. Melania token, they're just like, okay, what the fuck do we do? What do we do with this? You know what I mean? So I think Trump has enough like clout behind him to where the token kind of speaks for itself, and maybe some things come in the future. But
that's where he screwed up, I think, personally.
What about launching that token?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a strategic value behind it, but I think that the demand was not there like they thought it was, because I think they got an astronomical amount of volume from Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I think the smarter version of them doing both of these tokens would have been to launch her token first, because a lot of that volume would have trickled into her token. And it would have did really well, because people would have been confused. It would have been a lot of congestion in the market, just like it was. And she probably would have ran it up to like 30-40 billion, probably. But the thing with that is once that Trump token would have came out, that token would have tanked harder than what it tanked now. But a lot of that volume would have transferred right back into Trump, pretty much. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a better way to kind of funnel things. That way, yeah, that token would have tanked, but I think that it would have recovered. It would have recovered also. So I don't know. I don't know what you think about it.
No, I like that thought process. I think that might have been a better avenue to go for them. Because obviously with Trump's name being as big as he is, it would have definitely moved over to that one. Do I think it would have got as much of a push though? than Trump did when he launched his first, possibly, but
I don't think it would have got as high as Trump got. Like I said, 30-40 billion probably would have been a tap out for that. Then it would have rolled Trump out, and it would have, honestly, I think it would have dropped to around the ranges that we're at right now. Like it literally would have took its natural course. That would have took a little bit of extra additional time for it. It would have been more rapid, of course. It would have came down a lot faster because people would have ran directly to Trump's token. But I think that Trump's token would have got the same effect. We probably would have got to that 60-70 billion range, and you know what I mean, kind of probably tapped out from there still, but it would have been I don't know. I think that the Trump token would have been at a higher place than what it's at right now. Like we probably would have bottomed out around like 20-30 bucks or so, you know what I mean, and been in a better state if they would have launched around that range rather than it coming out doing really well and then people thinking that this was the next train to hop on and kind of moving their bags around, and then they pretty much just went straight degening after that point. So
yeah, that's all I saw on X that day. I logged into X and that's all you saw. It was just nonstop Trump tweets, Trump everywhere. Or
yeah.
Trump token.
Yeah, it was nothing but Trump for a bit, and then it turned into Degen Express.
Yeah,
it's what it pretty much turned into, man. So just to jump into it really quick, man, if you guys have not been paying attention to this, man, like people were in the chat were just asking what people are sleeping on. I think people are sleeping on In the Meantime token right now currently. So if I could, because people like visuals of kind of seeing things, so we're trying to bottom out around this range right here. So this is where we're trying to bottom out at. So definitely got some touches around this range previously over here. We had a couple of different touches, so it's not a bad support level. Bollinger Bands are squeezing in, but we still need to level out the volume and get a nice push. We're consolidating really nice around this stochastic. The MACD needs more volume to kind of decide what direction it wants to go. It's crossed slightly. You got to zoom in to see it. It's like really brief, but we got the blue line coming over this orange line right there. So we're starting to get bullish slowly. So people are starting to notice slowly, you know what I mean? So this is just what happens when you got a token that actually comes out with something out the gate. They're bullish out the gate, got a good team, and they're building. People want to see results then. Like when it's the guy that nobody knows, nobody has any clue who launched the token, and there's just a bunch of people hyping it up, there's no requirements. But when you have a docs team, you know who's launching it, you've seen what they've done previously, there's more and higher expectations for people who are launching tokens. How do you guys feel about that perspective? Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that, you know, for just, you know, the person just launching a project, you know, there's going to be, you'll get some initial hype, but, you know, it's tough to say, man. Sorry, I got birds and airplanes going over my head at the moment.
No, you're all good. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah.
Is there more pressure on the dev that's doxed versus the person that just randomly launches a token and then hires a team of people to pump it?
I think there's more pressure on a docs dev, personally, because you're out there and, you know, people, they see you, you know. I don't know. Honestly, it's just either way. I think it's the docs dev. I think there's more pressure on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you just because look at it from this perspective. So Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure people are still trying to I don't know if anybody has a handle on who exactly launched that. Did really well, top cryptocurrency in the world. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that do really well, like who launched Shiba Inu. Shit, we don't know, but we know. We have speculations that we know, but Satoshi is you know what I mean? So did really well. Cryptocurrencies that get launched by celebrities who are doxed or people that are well known have done well at the beginning because there's hype, there's support, and when things don't go how people want them to, or people didn't make the money that they wanted to. People start digging into their past, their third grade history, how they used to use and abuse the playground. You know what I mean? There's things to come up, and people start gossiping, the rumors start, and that's what really kills a lot of projects, I feel like, just because people start digging into things that have absolutely nothing to do with the project just to cause shame on the project, pretty much because they've lost money. And that's never going to stop, because people are never going to stop losing money, and people are going to never stop feeling a way about losing money. So that's why we have the word FUD. You know what I mean? Like, that's where that kind of comes from. So when it comes down to you having a solid token right in front of you, you got docs people building things. You can see what they're building. They're giving you examples of what they're building. People are still scared. Why? Because you're a docs token and you have more expectations on you. You have more requirements. I know who I'm talking to, so I expect you to be working. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the attitude that people have versus the non-docs dev. You know what I mean? There's less requirements. You just want the token to keep going up. As long as the token keep going up, even if it dips, as long as it recovers, you're cool. You know what I mean? You don't have really too much anything to say because you don't know who you're saying it to.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think, you know, when you don't have a docs dev and not a face to the name, and then if it does rug or anything like that, I mean, it's just, I mean, it hurts, but you know, people move on. I think a little bit easier than having somebody with the face to the name. I mean, either way, it sucks, but I think with the docs dev, you just have more pressure.
Yeah, so it sucks that people are in a state to where they kind of have PTSD about the market and PTSD about docs devs versus people not knowing, because people know that those projects normally do well. Do they know that they're short term and temporary? Yeah, and they're okay with that. Most people have PTSD also of getting attached to long term tokens, to where you actually have to wait, allow it to build out, and then you're just investing early like a startup business, because so many of them fail. So I think the difference with In the Meantime is they have a solid team that's experienced. They have some really good concepts that drive revenue into their model. You know what I mean? So everything's in place to where it's investor friendly and people have an opportunity to do different things to earn revenue. That's not just waiting on the token to go up and down. So there's opportunity here, and eventually it's going to get known that there's opportunity here. It's not going to take too much volume to get this already pushed to an all-time high, which would be above 5 million, which is a 5x from right here. So that's $1,000 investment turning into $5,000 in a short period of time, as long as everything pans out, volume, catalyst, the market looks good. You know what I mean? So that's not bad. Like, most people, that's a good investment for them, especially if it keeps pushing up towards 100 million and beyond. You know what I mean? So you just I think the biggest thing is, in what I'm going to be preaching a lot going into this bull run, is trying to get people to strategically take profits. Because if you look at this chart, let's just say hypothetically you got in really good, you got a few million and you got in right here, and the chart goes up really good, bam, this is, or on this candle like this is not a bad spot to take a little bit of profits. You don't have to dump your bag at all, period. Take a little bit of profits, right? You know what I mean? Chart pulls back, bam, you probably feel like it's going to run up, grab you a little bit more. Now you got more than what you had previously, and you got some money outside, bam, goes up, got a good uptick, but you see candles like this get rejected, so you feel like a rejection is coming soon, so you sell a little bit more profits. You know what I mean? Take some off of the top, bam, we have a downtrend. It starts to go up, but you're still seeing a rejection coming in. So as you're going up, you take a little bit of profits. You know what I mean? And just strategically, you know what I mean, kind of map out and find your range of where your re-entry is going to be at. Now you still have part of your position, which is the vast majority of your position. You took profits. You've already made your initial back plus profit out of the market. So you're literally already profitable at that point. You made money. It's just people get this really greedy mentality to where they need to make all of the money that they saw. That's one thing that you will probably never, ever do in crypto. And if you keep that mentality, you're probably going to lose the majority of the money that you see in the market, because you'll be too greedy. You'll hold and you'll watch it go down. You'll really, really, from the bottom of your heart, want it to recover. It won't recover. It'll go down more. And then you'll still give it a chance because it's like, damn, I saw this money. I really want it to go back. oh my God, people just bought so and so amount of it. It looks like it might be coming back. And then it goes down more. And then now, not only did you not make that money that you could have made, you never took profits on the way up, but now you're down. So if we kind of eliminate that concept, get some better investors, I think that we have better experiences as a whole, just as a community in investing.
And I think that's the beauty of tapping into people and following people, you know, that are smart investors. You know, if you're here watching this stream, you're tapped in with a cuff, you're tapped in with grind, like you're gonna learn a lot. We've been there, we've done it, we've seen bull runs, we've seen bear markets. Cuff can read a chart like nobody else that I know personally. He's great at it. He's great at mapping it out. So I mean, tapping into people that then really truly know what they're talking about, and that's the hard part, is finding people that know what they're talking about, not just hype guys like you were talking about earlier, Cuff. You know, tapping into people who know what they're talking about, have results. You know, Cuff can sit here and map something out and draw lines and do all that, and you may not understand it, but like it hit, you're like, man, that actually, those two lines right there, man, it bounced right off of that. That zone he keeps talking about, man, it hit the zone and then it bounced out, like you said, or it bounced down, like you said. So I mean, tap into people who know what they're talking about, because we've been there. We've seen it. We've got the battle scars. We got we got it all. So you know, if you're here tapping in McCuff on a regular, you're already ahead of, like, I'd say 99% of retail investors.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You're definitely ahead of the game, man. There's going to be a lot of early entry tokens that we'll talk about. There's going to be a lot of solid prizes we talk about. We'll pick up some sponsors. I only pick up sponsors if I feel like the token has a long term and it has an opportunity to grow over time. So that's why I picked up. In the meantime, I think that this token has a chance of just smashing this all-time high to where the chart looks shrunken down like this, you know what I mean? Like, and the chart somewhere up here and shit. So I definitely can see this doing really well. They have all of the components in place, which is why I'm advertising and also trying to be an advocate for people getting into it.
Yeah, and Justin, to piggyback off you, I mean, if you were, following him on Twitter, he threw out a post the other night that surprisingly, if you got in early, you could have 10x your money easy.
Oh, I have Cuff. Every tweet Cuff puts out, I got the notifications on. Like, this guy will reply to anybody and everybody all day long, but you gotta, every once in a while you'll see that banger of a play come out, and you're like, okay, let me jump in that at 130K market cap. Cool, I'm in. And the next thing you know, you're at like a 1.5 million, and you're like, dang, I just 10x'd my money. You know, I put $25 in, and now I got $250, or I put 500 in, and now I got 5K. You know. And that's the thing about it is, pennies turn into nickels, nickels turn into dimes, dimes turn into quarters. So you start slow, start small, and build that, that play bag up, that play money that you want to gamble with. But man, if you little plays like that can definitely change a week around. It's been a nice week when you got some extra money in your pocket because you just happen to have Cuff's notifications turned on, and boom, next thing you know, you're up 10x.
Yeah, but that it's a love-hate relationship, right? Because my phone don't stop all day, man.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, you got to go through. There's a lot of, you turn those notifications on, you're going to get a lot of notifications. But like I said, I'll take the amount of notifications I get for that. Those little hidden gems that he throws out there, and if I have to read 20, 25, 50 notifications to catch a 10x, I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I leave the house, I got a battery backup charging on my phone.
Oh, I don't leave home without at least one battery pack and two charger cords. Just in case.
All this guy's notifications, my phone dies by 2:00.
Oh my God. Yeah, certified reply guy. If you guys did not know, man. And blame Elon Musk. That's the only thing that I can say with that, because if it was not so difficult to get into an algorithm to where like you can get your solid information in front of people like, because that's my main goal, to get this solid ass information, to get this stream, to get the community, to get it built up so we have more interactive streams. People have their own opinions. We can talk about those opinions. We get so much more in depth in the market when people ask questions. So you know what I mean? But Elon has it to where you gotta jump over a mountain, 3 hoops, and into a pool of fire to get into the algo, man. So yeah, blame Elon. It's not me.
Yeah, it's no joke over there. You know, then what is it, 5 million impressions or something like that in a couple of months? Like that's some you got to put some work in to get there, which is cool. It's not just anybody and everybody's monitored. You know, you got to people who grind for it and work for it. Those are the ones that kind of reap the benefits of it. So hey, hats off to you, man. You grinded your butt off for sure.
Man, look, I got so much more respect for influencers after that point, like especially the ones that don't like pay for views and pay for like bots and actually have physical people that are out and engaging with them. Because in order to garnish engagement, you have to give engagement, you have to give support. When you give support, you give support, and that's how the X market kind of works. You know what I mean? So like it's really a grind to get to a point to where you actually have engagements, you actually have people responding and actually viewing the different posts, like, and getting into the algorithm. Like there's so many different components, all of the subscriptions, being on camera, constantly being in Twitter spaces and on live streams, or constantly being on your phone or having to respond to something. Like it is time consuming. But a lot of people don't understand that. I think that you just turn your phone every once in a while, post a picture of you smoking a little bit of weed and making a 5X, and you just turn your phone off.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Not that easy.
Yeah, but all right, man. This has definitely been a good one, man. We're at an hour and 12 minutes, man. We had I think about 30 to like 40 people kind of coming in and out, man. Appreciate all of you guys who tapped in with us, man. Definitely hit that like button, retweet, man. Follow all the people who are up here, man. I'm sure you guys know our profiles. If not, I'll probably start putting them in the description. We'll dive into some more things. I think it might be either Monday or Tuesday. We'll probably do another stream, man, so you guys can tap in with us there. Hopefully grab some more knowledge. Hopefully we get some more interactive people like our boy John. Appreciate you. Shouts out to John for helping kind of push things. It's greatly appreciated. My brother, man, definitely appreciate that. You guys want to say anything before we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, my fault. Just enjoy your weekend. Go. It's not all about tapping in all the time. Make time for your family. Go touch some grass and then come back and get back into it. Just don't go away too far because you might miss something. Make sure you put those notifications on Cuff if you do go out. That way you don't miss nothing.
Yeah, man.
For sure. Appreciate you for having me on, Cuff. Sorry I've been MIA. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna turn it on. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming in. Do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't already. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you really want to be cool, become a member. I'm pretty sure Cuff likes that. And you might be able to tap into some of those early plays. You never know. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all as always. 2 things in the world you can control: attitude and effort. It sure as heck isn't all of the airplanes going over my head right now.
Dude, I can definitely hear that.
That's the one downside living next to a major international airport.
I can see that being a thing. Big ass engines flying over you. But yeah, no, definitely appreciate you guys both for coming out, man. Everybody in the chat, man, definitely appreciate you guys. As you guys can see, I've already went into full DJ mode. This one looks a little bit intriguing. Will it be worth anything? I don't know. Don't go try to invest into this. I don't know if I'm going to put any money into it at all, period. But yeah, man, this is kind of what I do when I log off, man. I kind of look at Dejan plays. I do want to do a stream to where, like, I don't care if I put like $100, $200, you know what I mean? And I'm going to show you guys that it does not take an abundance of money to try to make money inside of this space. We're going to do some plays. We're going to do some entries at $5. We're going to do some entries at $10, depending on how we feel about it. Hell, we might put $5 in it first and then put another $5 in because we have to DCA because it pulled back on the chart a little bit further than we thought it would. So we'll do all of that live, and you guys can kind of see how I strategize and kind of talk shit with my companions, whoever I end up having on the stream at the time period. Maybe they'll trade a little bit, man. You never know. But I am human. Don't just expect for me to just hit nothing but 100 X's in front of you guys. It's real life, and I'm not a computer. Some things do go down. Some things get rugged sporadically. Sometimes you go and try to click on the bubble maps, and the bubble maps just don't goddamn work. So, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of manually go through things. And sometimes when you're degening, you do not have time to look away from this damn chart that much. So you'll learn a lot about the market and kind of how when you go into the trenches, you have to be on your P's and Q's. But that's going to be for another day and another stream. So other than that, I appreciate you guys for coming out, man. It's been a real one. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. We're out here.